The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
So I want to tell you a great story that I heard from my friend Ben Orbach. He shared with me the following story. He went into a Brooklyn barber, Rafi the barber, and he tells me an incredible story that Rafi told him. One day, a Hasidic young man comes into Rafi and says, I need a haircut. Not just a haircut. This man started to explain that he's going through hard times. And life was difficult for him. And he couldn't take it anymore. And he was giving up on Yiddishkeit. Rachmana litzlan, and he's giving up. He can't do it anymore. And he was upset, and he was down, and he was depressed. And he said, you know what? I want you to take off my beard. Not only do I want you to cut off my beard, but I want you to use a razor. Now everyone knows that's also to take a razor and put it on your face. And that's what he said. He was angry at Hashem. And he said, that's it. I'm taking off my beard. I want you to do it with a razor. Now Rafi's a frum barber. And he says to him, I can't do it. I can't. It's against halacha. The guy tells him, listen, if you don't do it for me, I'll go to someone else and they'll do it for me. So Rafi starts to think and wonder what should he do. He talks it over with his friend and he says, okay, you know what? I'll do it for you. And he comes up with an incredible plan. He cuts off his beard with a scissor. And then the man said, no, I want you to give me the razor blade. Let's go. The razor shaves. He says, no, let me first take a shaver. And he shaves off his beard. He said, no, I want the razor. And then he says, give me the razor. He puts on the cream. And then Rafi does something incredible. He takes out the blade. And he makes believe he's giving him a razor shave. And afterwards the man said, oh, thank you so much. It's great. I look great. And this went on for a very long time. For over a year. The man would come in and say, give me the razor shave. And Rafi would then go and take out the razor and make believe he was giving him that shave. But one day, this young man comes into him and he says, I had a change of heart, a hiru tshuva. And things are turning around and I decided, you know what? I have to come back. It's time. It's time for me to come back to Hashem. No more do I want you to give me a razor shave. I don't want the razor. You go back and just give me a regular haircut and don't touch the beard. I say, I got to tell you something. You don't know this, but I never gave you a razor shave before anyway. I never did it. I made believe. The man was so happy. The young man was so happy. He said, thank you. You saved me from a terrible Aveira. And the young man told him that soon I'm getting married. I'm getting engaged. And I'm going to get married. And I want you to come to the wedding. And sure enough, a few months later, Rafi came to the chasana. And he danced with this young man's father. And they danced together. And then the man says to him, I want to tell you, Rafi, come here, I want to tell you something. You saved my son's life. He says, what are you talking about? He says, the Zohar, it's brought down from the Zohar, that all the shefa bracha comes to a person through his face, through the corners of his face. If you would have taken a razor and would have given my son that razor shave, then the shefa bracha would have been broken. There was no way that the blessings would come from Shemayim. Because you didn't go ahead and do it. So my son didn't do that terrible Aveira. So now the shefa bracha, he was able to come back. He was able to do tshuva. He was able to come back. And Baruch Hashem, here we are today. So you saved my son's life. He was able to come back because of you. And I was thinking, it's so amazing, the story. Because it just shows us that how one little act, one ma'isa, one good machshava, you know what, let me save someone, let me help another yid, let me come together and give him my little shekel, my half a shekel. I'll do my part so that I can lift up another yid. Imagine if we go about our day thinking, how can I help another person in need? How can I give him something of my own to help him raise himself? In the course of doing that, you join Klal Yisrael. You become one of the people who become one of those people who's part of Klal Yisrael, who's helping Klal Yisrael, who has a Havas Yisrael. And on such a people, when you put all the shkolim together, that builds a mishkan, that brings the Shechina to our homes, to our lives, and Be'ez Hashem, each and every one of us. Through our maisim every day. That's how we become great. That's how we give our shekel, our kodesh. That's how we become someone who Hashem certainly is so proud of.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org